Jeb's goose is cooked. And right in time for the holidays. U.S. News obtained a campaign memo from the Bush team detailing Jeb's support in Iowa. Did I say support? I meant lack thereof. Jeb, sad-faced emoji, hopes to get 24,000 votes in the February caucuses. But the memo shows his support falls just shy of that, with a total support of 1,260 supporters in the state. So why is Jeb struggling? Perhaps it's comments like this. Last weekend, he told a crowd of supporters, hey, that psych major deal, that philosophy major thing, that's great. It's important to have liberal arts, but realize you're going to be working a Chick-fil-A. What has Chick-fil-A ever done to you, Jeb? They never opposed your marriage. I think Jeb needs to take a cue from Bernie Sanders. That man knows how to wow voters.
In my view, the time is long overdue for us to remove the federal prohibition on marijuana.
Nice. Gavin, why did he go after Chick-fil-A? That seems dumb for a Republican to do.
Because he sucks, but he's right.
He is? Wait.
Yeah.
Jeb is right. Why?
Because, look, universities have been selling a car that works for generations. It was an understanding that if you spend a certain amount of money, a reasonable amount of money, you will have this car that works and you'll have a better career than people who didn't come to this school. And that's been established time and time again. Then, in the late 90s, they turned education into a lemon that don't run, a communist car, and they quadrupled the price. So he's right, it's fraud. These schools are committing fraud. And I think there's a libertarian argument for not paying your student debt, because you got gypped.
Wow. Ethan, I thought we all heard that a liberal arts education is the foundation and you should be able to go on to greatness with that.
Well, it's not for everybody. Clearly, we know this. And one of the big problems in education in our country right now is this move away from vocational technical education to everybody being told they need to get a college degree, which is absolutely not true. We have 3 million unfilled, skilled, middle-class, blue-collar jobs in this country. I actually know a guy who has $1 million business as a chimney sweep. And that's where Jeb Bush could have taken this and said, look, instead of Common Core and getting your four-year education and everything else, we need to be focused on training people for jobs where we have openings, where they can have a good middle-class life. That's what's missing right now.
That is the point, actually, I think Jeb was making. I believe he did say later in that speech that there are many jobs, mechanics, electricians, that need to be filled. So it was more arguing for vocational schools, but everyone is just kind of stuck on the Chick-fil-A comment he made because, well, we like to do that.
Yeah,
and because it's Jeb Bush.
Those sound bites sound really good. But I definitely agree with all of you.
Everything Jeb says is dumb. You chose the one good thing he's ever said.
Well, I think the shout out to Chick-fil-A, Anthony, might have been he might have thought it was a cool shout out. Like, hey, I like Chick-fil-A. I'm that kind of guy.
I don't know. When I was running for mayor of Amity Island, I made sure that people knew real jobs were harpooners and sword fishermen, something you could actually make some money off of. So if he wants to say things like, you want a psych degree, I bet you'd like to get into the National Geographic on that one, wouldn't you?
Look, I think that makes sense. Why? Ethan made a good point. Why aren't there more chimney sweeps? And they're making all the money.
Yeah.
The blue-collar jobs and the plumbers, we all know that contractors, plumbers, they're making all the money. So why do people still want to go and become psychologists?
Everybody's pushed into this higher education, and for the most part, they get out and there's no jobs left. And meanwhile, you want to work hard, you want to learn a trade, as I was told. You know, Anthony, we think you're funny and creative, but please back it up with a hammer in your hand or something.
Well, you had a hammer in your hand, and then you went into radio, right?
I did. Well, that also got me in prison for 5 years. That hammer was... No, of course, you got it. There are plenty of jobs that don't need college. I don't know why it's pushed
It's
so
like
much.
IQ classism. There's this stigma around the, hey, what are you doing? That's known as the dumb accent, but it's the blue-collar accent. And those guys, electrician in New York, will make $100,000 a year.
That's right.
Time and a half all over the place. All these liberal arts grads, even lawyers barely make any money when they're
working at a coffee shop. Okay.